Welcome to the Most Okayest podcast. We did a whole intro about 30 seconds ago, and we've been discussing for the last maybe 4 minutes today's topic. But we were muted, and I'm an idiot, so...
Way to go, man.
This is what
muted.
This is what you get
User error
when the host isn't here.
This is true.
But we do want to thank you guys for coming to the Most Okayest podcast. We really do appreciate it. As I just stated, error on my part, because Tyler wasn't here to tell me what to do.
You are loved, Tyler.
But, yeah, today is Tyler's anniversary, so he is out to dinner with his wife. We hope that everybody who is part of the Most Okayest community can go ahead and wish them a happy anniversary as well. He should be with us next week, barring a childbirth, so, you know. If his son is born, he's obviously going to miss next week. He might miss a couple weeks. So if he's not here, that's okay. Me and Garcia got it. Hopefully we don't mess up like I did today. And I can't put that on Garcia. I put that on myself.
We started on the wrong foot, man. I don't have the controls. That's all you.
Yep, that's my fault.
I'm here for your support, man.
I know. That is 100% my fault. So, we got to get into the weekly question. I already asked Garcia. He already answered this. But now he's got to answer it again.
One more time.
Again, I was thinking all day, long and hard, you know, trying to think about what the question would be. And I finally settled at 5 o'clock, going, yeah, that question sucks. We gotta come up with a different question. I asked Courtney, and she had a nice, easy, simple question that I think we can all get around. What are your top 3 favorite things about fall?
Automatically. Hoodie season. I love my hoodies. For show. Cold weather. I'm all about it. It's too hot in here in freaking Northern California, so I'm looking forward to that. And 3, my pumpkin spice lattes.
Nice.
Gotta have it. Don't judge me.
I'm not here to judge, man. I'm not here to judge.
Man.
You like pumpkin spice, that's on you, man.
Hey, man, I do. I can own it. What about you?
So for me, weather, obviously. Colorado, as you know, 100-degree summers. And then during the fall and winter, you can still have 95-degree days, just randomly. It can snow one day, 95 degrees the next. Second, Thanksgiving. That's technically fall, you know. So we're still good there. Thanksgiving is an amazing holiday. I love it so much. It is a time to hang out with family that I don't really see all that often. So it's always nice. And big one, I gotta go eggnog. I mean... The instant that it's on store shelves, I freak out. It is the greatest thing ever invented. People who don't like it, I mean, power to you, but you're missing out. Like, it is one of the joys of life. Eggnog is one of the greatest drinks to ever exist.
I can't believe I forgot that. Holy crap, man. The eggnog!
Yeah. And we got Tyler, who's tuning in via chat, because, as we said, he's not here today. He says Halloween, football, and cooler weather. Which, I mean, yeah, we can all get behind all 3 of those. I mean,
absolutely.
It's not like we haven't been talking about football for the last 5 weeks.
It hasn't felt like 5 weeks, man. It's crazy.
It hasn't. The season has flown by crazy fast. So the thing we wanted to get into first, we're gonna switch it up a little bit today, because Tyler is available via chat until he goes to dinner. We were going to have him go ahead and make our weekly predictions with us. We're going to go ahead and do the week... God, we're week 5. Yeah, we're week 5, because we did an episode before the season started, so holy crap. We're going to do the week 5 predictions. We're going to create our week 5 fantasy team, hopefully before Tyler goes to dinner. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and recap week 4. And if there's anything else we want to talk about, we'll throw it in at the end. So,
cool. Let's
go through the week 5 predictions right now. First game tomorrow night, the Rams at the Seahawks. They're going in to Seattle. The Rams just came off a loss against the Cardinals. So I mean, is it safe to say the Cardinals are the best team in the West? Probably a good bet. Seahawks are definitely struggling. And I don't know about you, man, but I have to go with the Rams for this game, even in Seattle.
This is tough, man. And the reason why I say that is because Wilson's 4-0 on Thursday night football games too, and it's in Seattle. It's already tough to play there. Fuck, I'm torn. I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm going with the Seahawks.
You're going Seahawks?
I'm going Seahawks.
What about you, Tyler? Are you still in the chat? Just drop your answer in the chat, and we will go ahead and record that as well.
What you got, my guy?
But we'll let you get to your answer, but we're going to push on. So just whenever you feel free to answer, let us know. We'll record it. We'll go ahead and we'll say it on the podcast, but we're going to keep pushing. First game on Sunday is actually the first London game of the year. We have the Jets and the Falcons traveling across the pond. They're going to be playing at 9:30 Eastern. So that's going to be a really, really early game. And this is one of those games somebody's got to win. And I mean, I don't know who wins this game, to be honest. The Jets pulled off a surprise last week, and I mean, we'll go into that when we go into the recaps.
Right, exactly.
And the Falcons lost to the Giants, so I mean, I kind of gotta give the edge to the Jets here. I mean, they're coming off a shock win. They got some confidence, and the Falcons just lost to an 0-3 team. So yeah. I think the Falcons are still gonna be down on themselves.
Think so?
I think so.
I'm gonna have to go with the Falcons.
You're going with Atlanta, all right.
I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going Falcons.
Alrighty. Next up, we have the Eagles and the Panthers. I mean, that one's pretty simple. I feel like the Panthers are going to just stomp the Eagles, you know. I mean, Jalen Hurts had a pretty good game last week. It was definitely one of his better ones of the season so far. And the Panthers did get knocked off by Dallas, but I still think the Panthers are a much better team than the Eagles.
Agreed. Panthers it is.
Panthers it is. All right. There we go. I was trying to find out where this game was on my list, because it's not the same list as this one.
Good one.
All right. So next is the Packers and the Bengals. I'm really liking Joe Burrow this season. I'm really liking Jamar Chase this season. I think Joe Mixon's hurt, right? Is he hurt? He's out for a couple weeks.
I'm not sure. Is he? The injury report. I mean, it'll come out tomorrow, but
yeah. But then we also have New England, or not New England. We also have the Packers. I'm sorry, New England's right below. I also forgot to turn this on. See, I'm all full of mistakes today. That way the chat can see it. But got the Packers, got Cincinnati. Even with how good Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are doing as a duo, I don't think I can go against Rodgers here. And I mean, I was the guy 4 weeks ago saying, they were going to start off slowly and he was going to suck.
It was only one game.
But, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can honestly go against Rodgers, even if it's in Cincinnati. There's not enough for me to go, Joe Burrow is going to come out and outplay Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to come out and beat the Packers defense like Rodgers is going to beat their defense. No. So I have to go with the Packers in that game.
Yeah, same. I'm going with the Cheeseheads on this one.
Alrighty. And let's see. We also do have here a list of all of our Twitter polls that we put out. We do have the Rams Seahawks games. Just want to point back to that. We did get 4 votes. Everybody's saying the Rams going to win.
Okay.
Let's see. Did we talk about the Jets and the Falcons already? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
There was 3 votes on that. People think the Falcons are going to win this game. 66% to 33%. And then we just talked about Philadelphia at Carolina. Somebody actually thinks the Eagles are going to win this game. I don't know who voted that. It doesn't show us. But
I think it'll be a good game. A good game for sure.
Somebody definitely thinks they're going to win. Then we go all the way down here to the Packers-Bengals. Everybody thinks the Packers are going to win. I mean, everybody thinks the Packers. Also, on this Rams-Seahawks, there are 2 comments right there. And one of those comments comes from The Real Rex TV. one
Woo!
of our
Rex!
friends over here on Twitch. He says Rams easy. He thinks that the Rams are going to blow them out of the water. So we'll see what happens there. Rex is somebody who we've been playing with lately. We definitely want to get him on the podcast here when we have a chance. Maybe soon, or maybe with one of these episodes with Tyler gone, so we can keep the 3-person podcast going, so that way we have somebody else in here. Maybe we get Rex in for that. But let's get back to the list over here. And we're back on the predictions. Next game we got on this list is the Patriots and Texans. I mean, Garcia's rebooting. It's just me now. I have to keep you guys entertained. So in my youth, I'm kidding. All right. Well, Garcia reboots. We're gonna sit here and we're going to discuss a few things moving forward. I know I joked about it at the beginning of the podcast, but yeah, Tyler's missing tonight. He has an anniversary dinner. And then his son is supposed to be born sometime in the next few weeks. They're thinking back end of the month. That's what the doctors have been saying and all that. So he might be here next week. If he's not, it's okay. I also have a job starting a few weeks from now. So we might be going on a break starting next week or the week after. It all depends. So just letting you guys know. Might not have an episode or two for a couple weeks while life happens. But know that we'll be back after all that is over. And, we'll be back. Things will be normal. I also do want to go ahead and draw your guys' attention that if you are currently listening to this on the audio-only version, which will be available starting Thursday morning, October the 7th, we also do have a new feature that allows us to do Q&As and polls. Chances are there's going to be a Q&A and a poll available to the listeners of the audio-only version. So if you want to go ahead and answer those Q&A and polls and have a chance to be featured during the podcast, feel free to give us an answer. We'll go ahead and insert you. But I think Garcia's back. I think I just heard him talk. Are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, buddy.
Ooh, man.
All right. So we're just getting back into the predictions. We are at the Patriots and the Texans. This one's kind of tough. It depends on what Mac Jones you see. And then especially today, Patriots making a couple moves. I know Stephon Gilmore hasn't even been playing. He's been on the IR, right? But now he's gone. So their defense is probably going to see the same level of output. Texans, is Davis still the quarterback? Is he still playing?
He is.
This is going to be a hard game. It's going to be close, I feel. I'm going to go Texans for this game.
What?
I'm going to say the Texans win this game.
Dang, okay. I got to go Patriots.
You going Pats? All right.
I'm going Pats.
Next game we got on the docket is the Titans at the Jaguars. Joe Burrow's, the start to his career is going to keep getting worse and worse.
Talking about Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, see, that's why you're here. Keep me on track.
I got you, man.
You gotta let me know when I'm wrong.
Got you.
But yeah, Trevor Lawrence, his start to his career is going to keep going bad. I don't see them winning this game either. He's going to start off 0-5. So
yep.
I don't see any situation where the Jags win this game. I mean, they came out and almost shocked the Bengals, but that's the Bengals, you know.
True.
Alrighty. Next game after that is the Lions at the Vikings. I'm gonna say Lions this game.
Where are they playing at? In Minnesota,
They're playing in Minnesota, but I'm still gonna say the Lions.
I'm gonna go Minnesota.
You going Minnesota?
I'm going Minnesota.
Alrighty.
Minnesota.
And I think Tyler has gone to dinner because he is no longer in chat. So we'll just have to get his predictions, and we'll just have to, make a small clip or something that we'll put on our social media that you guys can see what Tyler predicted. Same with Diver. I mean, we usually don't get Divers until after the podcast is over, so that is a thing for this week. Next up, Broncos at Steelers. I don't want to go against my team, and admittedly, Roethlisberger has been playing terrible.
Who's starting at quarterback for the Broncos?
That's the thing. I don't know. We don't know yet.
No information yet. God,
no, they're
that's
not. They're not supposed to have any reports about COVID protocol until Thursday or Friday. Tyler said so.
And he did not practice today either.
Yep. So we don't know. So it could be Teddy. It could be Drew.
Sucks.
And I honestly feel like if it's Drew, we might lose.
You will lose. I totally see that happening.
See, I don't know. I honestly don't know because Ben is that bad right now. I honestly think Ben should retire. I really do.
I agree. But your offense is different with Drew Lock at the fucking quarterback, man. Your offense is gone.
I'm still gonna say Denver wins this game. I don't think the Steelers have what it takes with Ben Roethlisberger.
This is tough.
I think Ben's washed up.
Did they lose their last game? Yeah, they're 1-3.
Yeah.
And it's in Pittsburgh. Fuck. I'm going Denver.
Going Denver?
I'm going Denver.
Okay. Dolphins at Bucks. Do I even have to debate this one? Do we have to even talk about this one?
Not even up for discussion.
I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure all of us are gonna say the GOAT, but
Yep.
Diver might have some out of nowhere prediction, and then the Dolphins will actually win because that's how it's been the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's see. Saints at Washington Football Team. I think Washington wins this game. I really don't see the Saints beating them. I have gone back and I've watched almost every bit of highlights that the Saints have so far this year. And while Winston can still throw the ball and he can still move the ball down the field, it's Taysom that seems to be the one that ends up scoring for them. And I feel like Washington's smart enough to know that if Taysom is going to come in near the goal line, just stack the line. There's no point in letting him just run past you. I've seen that highlight almost every week for the last 4 weeks. I think he literally has a touchdown every game. But I don't know. I don't see New Orleans winning this game. And they're still not able to play at the Superdome, right?
I thought they did last week.
Did they? Are they able to play back there again?
Yeah.
But
I think they're good.
I don't know. I'm probably the outside pick on this, but I'm saying Washington wins.
No, I'm with you too. I'd say Washington.
You're saying Washington wins?
I am. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Let's take a look. The Browns at the Chargers. This is going to be a really good game. I'll let you make the pick first here. I don't know who to pick for this game.
The way that Baker Mayfield is playing, I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers at home in LA. Yeah, the way, like I said, Baker Mayfield and OBJ not on the same page right now. Their defense is really carrying them. But yeah, I gotta go with them Chargers.
Chargers.
I
want to say that Kareem Hunt and Chubb come in and do their job, and they just run over the defense, but I don't see it happening either. Plus, with the way that Herbert plays, they can score anywhere on the field. They don't really have to, They don't have to do long drives. They don't have to pound the ball. If they feel like taking a shot to Williams or to Keenan Allen, I mean, they can do that. So we're both going Chargers?
We going Chargers.
Alright, we're both going Chargers. Alright, Bears at Raiders. Got a little bit of news today. Justin Fields is going to be the quarterback moving forward.
Surprise.
Which is that is honestly the biggest surprise to me. I was incredibly surprised by that. I was like, oh, Nagy actually made a decision before the game. Holy crap, it's the end of the world.
It's not a mystery anymore. Just start the guy.
But I don't see them beating Vegas. I don't see them beating the Raiders. The Raiders, I mean, even though they did lose last week, they're still a hot team. And I don't see the Bears going into Vegas and beating the Raiders.
Agreed. Raiders. The Raiders.
Alrighty. Niners at Cardinals. This is possibly my game of the week, unless, maybe the Sunday night game. I feel like the Sunday night game is going to be the game of the week for me. But this is a close second. The Cardinals are the only undefeated team left. That is not something I would have ever predicted in a million years. I didn't think the Cardinals would be the last undefeated team in the league. No. Is Trey playing Sunday?
Let's take a look.
Is Garoppolo going to be back in? Is he doing better?
I'm looking. He has a chance to play against the 49ers, but he was held out with a calf injury.
Trey was, or Garoppolo?
Garoppolo.
It's going to come down to who's starting. Because I think Garoppolo can game manage enough to beat the Cardinals. But in a straight shootout between Trey and Kyler, I think Kyler wins that game. I'm gonna say Cardinals anyway. They have the hot hand. I'm gonna say they go 5-0.
Damn, they have the number one offense, man. The number one offense right now. Oh, I mean,
they got a number one offense. They have a hell of a defense. So it's hard to go against them.
You got number one offense against the number 9 defense in the league right now. And it depends on who's starting for San Francisco. Fuck that. I'll go with Arizona too.
Go Arizona too?
I'll go Arizona.
Alrighty. Alright, next up is the Giants at the Cowboys. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. They won last week. The Giants won last week. They got that offer out of there. And I saw fans on Twitter, on Facebook, immediately posting they were going to beat the Cowboys this week. I could not come up with a better joke if my life depended on it. There is no way the Giants go into Dallas and beat the Cowboys right now.
No.
There's no way it happens.
Chance. Not a fucking chance.
I mean, if it happens, I don't know.
Don't go there.
Yeah,
Be careful what you say.
I'm not gonna make any promises. I'm just.
Oh shit.
I might check my pulse and make sure I'm actually not dead and in some kind of hellscape or something, God. Because them beating the Falcons is one thing, but I mean the Cowboys are. They should be a contender this year, and if they let the Giants come in and beat them on their own home turf, Jerry Jones should just sell the team. He should just get rid of them and be like, nope, sorry, I don't care anymore.
It's known to happen in the past, though. I mean, this is a divisional game we're talking about, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants win, but I'm expecting the Cowboys to clean this team out, man. Like,
Yeah.
but I also wouldn't be surprised if they won though.
Yeah.
Divisional.
I mean, it does happen. It's a divisional game. Emotions are higher. Teams tend to play better, but I mean, we're talking about bottom of the barrel versus a top 5 team right now, and I mean, the only upside to this would be if the only upside to the Giants beating the Cowboys would be the absolute unbridled rage that you'd see on the internet from Cowboys fans about how they lost.
Triggered.
Because they would be so mad. But yeah, I gotta say Cowboys. So
how about them Cowboys?
Let's push on to the Sunday night game. Like I said, I think this is probably my game of the week. We have the Bills going into KC. Josh Allen is my early favorite for MVP right now.
Okay.
Chiefs don't have that hot of a defense. I mean, they even almost lost to the Eagles last week. It was looking for a while there like that might be a closer game than it ended up being. I'd say this is Arrowhead. But I mean, 2 weeks ago, the Chargers came in here and beat them. So the ground is not sacred anymore. It has been violated. I don't know if the Chiefs defense can keep Josh Allen out of that end zone enough. I feel like Josh Allen's going to be the one that puts up more points than Patrick Mahomes this game. I feel like the Buffs go in and win.
And I agree with every point you just made.
You agree?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't see the Chiefs winning this game at all. Now, their defense is their kryptonite, man.
Yeah.
And they're second to last. I just looked up this information, and I'll save it for when we review the games. But yeah, I'm going Buffs on this one.
Alrighty. Alright. And Monday night game. Here we go. Colts at Ravens. I want it to be a close game. We've all the primetime games so far have been pretty good, but I don't see this being a close game. I see the Ravens winning another game, and I see them doing it very easily in Baltimore.
Agreed.
I don't think the Colts... I don't want to say they're going to get stomped, but I don't think they're going to put up that much of a fight.
I think Carson Wentz is playing well enough to put up that fight, but I still think the Ravens are going to win.
Alrighty. Alright, well, that is our Week 5 predictions. We didn't get anything from Tyler. He's enjoying dinner. And I'll get divers after the podcast is over. We'll have the entire list of predictions up on our Twitter probably tomorrow morning, along with the announcement of the audio-only version. So if you do care, go ahead and give that a look. I also do want to point out that the Buffalo and Kansas City game also had a comment on our poll. It was from... It was from Ace the Gamer. He said he was trying to vote when he was scrolling, and he selected the wrong team. He wanted everybody to know that he is taking the Chiefs. Thinks the Chiefs are going to win that game.
Okay.
So, if you guys want to give Ace a follow, he's a pretty cool kid. Posts a lot of neat mobile game stuff. So he is one of my personal followers, and I really enjoy the stuff he puts out. So if you guys want to take a look, that's okay. But we're going to get away from that poll. And I think we're going to take a small break before we come back and we discuss what exactly is going on for the Week 4 recap. Like I said, we probably won't have a 4 downs. Or I don't know if I said it already, but we probably won't have a 4 downs this week. Anything else that I'm missing? No, we have to do fantasy picks, but because Tyler's not here, we're also going to hold off on that. We'll probably just post that as well.
That's okay.
So, small break. We'll be right back. See you guys in a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Most Chaos podcast. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like we said, we reversed it this week, trying to get Tyler to be able to give his predictions. But that didn't happen, so now we're just doing the week 4 stuff now. If you guys can see on stream, we all got it right here. But if you're listening to the audio only version, we gotta go and talk through it for you. So we're gonna do that too. The Jaguars-Bengals game, we already kind of talked about a little bit in the previous segment. Bengals won that game. For a little bit there, it looked like Trevor Lawrence was going to get his first win. I think they were up 19-10 at one point. Then I think Lawrence just threw a pick. And then they didn't recover from that. So.
Yep.
It wasn't a terrible game by either side, really. Again, the primetime games have all been good. It was a good Thursday night game. That's really all I can say about that. Anything you want to add, Garcia?
No, I'm just seeing Trevor Lawrence improve. Even though he's losing, he's slinging the ball.
He's definitely getting better.
He's improving. His team's not that great though.
Yeah.
The defense is letting him down too. So I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna win anytime soon, but seeing him score a touchdown and run that offense is about freaking time.
Yeah.
But you can't stop the Bengals, man. They just Joe Burrow, man.
I mean, I feel like without that pick, I think it was a pick six. Pretty sure it was a pick six. Then I feel like the Jaguars keep momentum and they win. They probably win that game. But I think the interception, they kind of got down on themselves. You know, they were like, "Oh, we had this 9-point lead. Now it's a 2-point lead." And then I feel like once you get in your heads, if you're a bad team, then everything falls apart. And I feel like that's just what happened. I feel like they gave up that other touchdown, and I don't know. I just
see, and that's why I brought up. You know, you can always almost judge a team based off of the first 4 weeks of what you got. You know, and being 0-4 or 1-4, you know, it's hard to make the playoffs with that type of record and rebound. I don't know if anyone's done that yet. I'll have to look. But you know who you are. So what do you do? You know, like it's rebuild, it's keep playing, but to be 0-4, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
With the Jags. I expected that with a rookie quarterback.
Yep. I know that they drafted Trevor thinking that this might be the turnaround, but there were definitely more problems than just quarterback. And they've shown that throughout the first 4 weeks. And going into week 5, I think it's going to continue. So
yeah. It doesn't help that Urban Meyer's a distraction either.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you've seen all that stuff.
I've seen a bit of it. I saw a little bit of it.
God.
But, yeah, I mean...
He's done.
I love the guy. I do. I really do. As, you know, a college coach, he was fantastic. But... Is he suited for NFL coach? I don't think so. I really don't. And... especially after what happened this last weekend, I think it's only a matter of time before they're fed up with, you know, the antics and with the bad record and, you know...
You're just not going to go far with Urban Meyer. Trevor Lawrence ain't going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
You need an experienced coach, whether that's offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, head coach, to get this kid along, right? So you're like, what the fuck? What do you do, man? You got to let this guy go. You're 0-4. He's a distraction. You got to move on.
Yep.
Bad hire.
I agree. But we did pick Cincinnati to win, so we all got that right, which was good because if you can see the bottom, we'll get to it discussion-wise here in a bit, but I did not have a good week. Next game on the list is the Washington football team against the Atlanta Falcons. That's not right, is it? That's not.
Washington football team? Or the score? Yeah, 34-30.
34-30, that's right. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah. See, we're going backwards and I'm a little confused.
No, I have the scores up on my computer,
okay,
so I can verify.
I was like, I went through all of these literally when I made it.
I got you.
But
Verify.
going from week 5 back to week 4 was just a little weird now. But yeah, Washington against the Falcons. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be that close. I didn't think the Falcons would put up 30 points. I thought that Washington was gonna beat them down. Um, I still think that what we said at the beginning of the season is right. I don't think Matt Ryan is the quarterback of the Falcons next year. I personally don't think he's going to play again. I mean, if you guys think he's going to go to a different team, that's on you guys, and that's your opinion. But me, I think he's done. I don't think he's going to play again. I think that, I honestly feel like that Super Bowl loss to the Patriots just took any energy and want to play the game out of him. I feel like he doesn't have it anymore. And I know my luck, somehow, cosmically, the universe is going to make it to where the Falcons go from this just terrible team, and they're going to make the playoffs as a wild card or something. And then they're going to go to the divisional championship. And then I'm going to look like this idiot, 4 months from now. So.
No, I don't think so, man. I agree with you to a certain extent here, right?
Mm.
I think Matt Ryan has at least 2 years in him, but I don't think he's staying in Atlanta. I could see him go to like Pittsburgh next year.
That might be a good spot for him, honestly.
I could see that because he's utilizing the offense. I saw him, run it well. I'm like, holy crap, who the hell is this guy? I just don't think he's a good fit there anymore.
Yeah,
we've said it all season so far, and I'm sticking to it as well. He's done.
But we did pick Washington for that game, so we all got that for that game. There was no way we didn't all pick the Bills. I mean, I know even you didn't want to pick the Bills, but
I didn't.
We had to. I want to know how you personally felt with that game, because I mean, we've had games where the Broncos have gotten blanked before, and it sucks. But I mean, to get blanked and give up 40, like.
I'm not surprised.
I would say, where were you mentally watching that game?
I was not even watching football, to be honest with you.
You weren't even watching it?
I was not watching that game. No, because I already knew it was going to happen, man. It reminds me of 2002 when they were an inaugural team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were 4-12, and that game reminded me of it because you got a rookie quarterback, new coaching staff. They were not ready whatsoever. And Coach Cully kept saying, it's my fault, it's my bad. Well, I've heard that for the past 4 years. I'm tired of hearing that crap. But what can you do with, you're not willing to sign any other quarterback out, in the middle of nowhere. You can't even think about signing Cam. You're just going to, let's just screw up David Mills. And he's a good quarterback, just on a horrible team, and just throw him in the fire. Boom. I'm like, all right, you know what? I know exactly where this is going. Not competitive.
I've seen this one too many times before. I'm not going to watch it again.
Yeah. It's the same crap for the past, I'd say, 3 years, because we were pretty good 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But, nah, man. Like, same story, different fucking year. And I'm still a fan. That's still my team. I will still fucking ride with Houston. But I did not watch them. Yep. No, I'm not going to waste my 3 hours. I'd rather watch a good game and worry about fantasy football than that shit.
I feel you. I completely and totally understand.
No.
The thing that's gotten me the last 5 years is I'm glad I haven't seen it yet. I'm really glad I haven't seen it yet, but I know I'm going to jinx it now that I'm saying something. I have hated seeing that stupid quarterback carousel little graphic they have every single Bronco game, just to emphasize, look how many quarterbacks the Broncos have had since Peyton Manning. This is so many. Don't you guys know how many this is? It's like, yeah, you just showed it like the last 16 weeks. I don't have to see it again. And
no one gives a shit. They're producing. Yeah. You have a consistent quarterback. It brings back, Peyton, like the consistency. You're running the offense. Like, even watching them, I'm like, what the hell? I'm not even a Broncos fan, but watching the offense is pretty freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
Seeing y'all make a comeback and be competitive again, that's awesome.
And I mean, with the uncertainty of who's going to play Sunday,
right?
I feel like if Drew is in, I'm going to see that graphic again, and I'm so tired of seeing it. I hate that graphic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we all expected the Bills to win that game. I didn't expect it to be that terrible.
I did.
Um,
Not surprised. Not surprised.
but yeah, that was. Uh, I mean, I don't want to sit there and use that old cliche, but it was like grown men playing a team. And I mean,
It was.
that's
Was.
it. Yeah.
Alabama could have played a closer game than freaking the Texans.
Yep.
The hell?
But let's move on to the next game. It was a shock to all of us. Obviously, we all picked the Lions, but they came out and Justin Fields had a pretty good game, and Montgomery ran for 2 touchdowns, I think, 1 or 2.
I think he ran for 2 touchdowns, 160 yards, 23 carries.
Nice.
Justin Fields, 11 for 17, 209 yards passing, 1 interception.
And see, you just got to give the kid the reins. Don't sit there and limit him to certain plays and try to run a conservative offense. You let Justin Fields be Justin Fields. Yep. He's going to win you games. And I mean, that's again, the Lions. I think the Lions are still 0-4, right?
They are 0-4.
And I mean, they're still the best. Well, they're the only team without a win now, right?
No, because Jacksonville.
That's right. Jacksonville's 0-4.
Yeah, they're the only 2 teams without a win.
But yeah, Detroit's obviously the better 0-4 team. They're gonna get wins down the line. They're a good team, and knowing that they are a good team, the Bears went in, did their job. They won by 10 points. I mean, that's really all you have to do moving forward is play good defense and let Justin be Justin. I mean, make that a hashtag, whatever. Promote it.
Set him free.
Let the kid play, and you're going to do fine.
That's scary. That's scary, man. To see him go out like that and going forward, it kind of reminds me of Jalen Hurts. Or even Deshaun, too, when he first came out.
When he first started playing.
Yeah. And he's let loose. I'm like, holy crap, we got something here. So that was awesome.
The next game, we have the Panthers and Cowboys. This was one where we were split. Me and Diver picked the Panthers. You and Tyler picked the Cowboys. It was one of those games that could have gone either way. They're 2 good teams playing it out. Panthers did only win by 8 points. Or Cowboys only won by 8 points. Panthers lost by 8. It was 36-28. Again, like I said when we were discussing Week 5, I feel like the Cowboys are a top 5 team, and the Panthers put up a fight. I don't know if it was official NFL Instagram page or if it was like Barstool or something, but they had their top 5 MVP candidates. I know Mahomes was one. I know Russell was one. I know Dak was one. I don't remember the other 2. I think it was Stafford and someone else.
Holy crap!
But I didn't see Darnold on there, and I was like, I mean, you gotta kind of start respecting the guy. I honestly feel like he's going to go places with this Panthers team as long as their defense plays well, because he's not making a whole lot of mistakes. I mean, he threw 2 picks this week, but I mean, he's playing a really good defense.
Yeah, he was sacked 5 times too.
And yeah, he was sacked 5 times, and they still only lost by 8 points. So, I mean, it's really hard for me to go against the Panthers any particular week because, like Tyler has said, I think that Darnold getting out of New York was the best thing for him. And I think that him being a Panther is going to not only make his career better, but it's going to make that team better, at least as they can keep some kind of core of players moving forward, at least for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with exactly what you just said.
And
that's scary. That's scary too, man.
And then today we also got the news that they added Gilmore into their secondary. I mean, the man's 31, but he still won Defensive Player of the Year last year, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's not like they're going to suffer for adding a Defensive Player of the Year to their roster.
No.
And he should be available to play Week 6, right? Next week?
I think it's Week 6 or 7.
Week 6 or 7.
One of the 2, yeah.
So, I mean, unless he comes out and plays completely and totally unlike himself, I mean, he's just going to make that defense better. And, we might have a situation where the Panthers win the NFC South if the Buccaneers have a few bad games. You never know. It could be that situation. But we'll see as it plays out throughout the rest of the season. Good game, though. Panthers-Cowboys, I honestly felt like it was one of the better games.
Agreed. Yep, I'm with you.
Let's see. Colts-Dolphins. It's weird. Dolphins put up a good fight against the Raiders, and then came out and only put up 17 points against the Colts. This is one of those situations this season where I know we've talked about it a little bit, that the NFL feels kind of funky this year. Like, some teams look good one week and then don't look good the next week, or they look terrible one week and they look great the next week. And it's one of those things where it's hard to even predict games now because teams are actually playing decently against each other. Like, there's not one specific team that's playing better than another team, even regardless of record.
Right.
I mean, we all picked the Dolphins to win this game. And, again, it's another 10-point game, except we were on the wrong side. The Colts won this game. And I think, God, I don't even remember how well Carson did. Do you have those stats up?
Let's see. I know he did good, for sure. Let me take a look. Carson Wentz. Where you at, man? Carson Wentz, 24 for 32, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
So yeah, he came out and had a good game. Yeah. And I mean, I wish we had like a set group of elite teams, but I don't even feel like we have that. I mean, no. Everybody aside from the Cardinals has already had a loss by week 5, and I mean, the Cardinals are still going up against the 49ers. I mean, it's going to be a tough week. And we don't know if they're going to come out of this week undefeated.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally one of those seasons that I'm really excited for once we get to week 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Because we could have, 90% of the league still in it those last 5 weeks. And I mean,
those games are now, they're going to matter more than anything.
Yeah. And
because usually they don't. They just want to stay healthy. But now they got to play hard.
Yeah, they have to play hard all the way through, especially if the season continues like this, where you don't know who's going to win every week.
Right.
The Browns-Vikings game, that one was bizarre. That one was a bizarre game.
Yeah, it was.
I did not think it was going to be 14-7. I thought that the Browns were easily going to handle them, and I think at one point I checked the score, it was like 8-0, or it might have been 8-7, but I remember just seeing that score. I think it was like the third quarter, and I was like, how is this close of a game in the third quarter?
Oh, 11-7, yep.
It was 11-7, yeah. And I was just like, okay, well, this is so weird. And the thing that makes it really strange is that Kareem Hunt had a good game. Chubb ran for 100 yards.
Correct.
And they only put up 14 points. They only put up 1 touchdown. They put up a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and 2 field goals. And now that just throws in flux the Vikings. Are the Vikings a good team? Did the Browns just have a bad day? And I mean, that's really what the theme of week 4 was. It's, okay, which teams are actually good? Like, we felt like there were some games where we should get answers to, right. Okay, these teams are elite, these teams aren't. But then a lot of surprise games happened that were either closer than they should have been, or the team that should have won just straight up lost. And you're like, okay, where does this leave me now? What, who's good, who's not? I just want to know. I mean, we talked about it earlier. The Browns are playing, let me see, have the list here. The Browns are playing the Chargers. I mean, we already made our picks, but can a Browns team that only put up 14 points against the Vikings have a realistic shot at playing the Chargers? I don't know. I really don't know.
Not if Baker. If Baker doesn't step up, he ain't. They're not going to. He was 15 for 33. Come on, man.
He was 15 for 33 Sunday.
15 for 33.
That is terrible. That is awful.
And he's not on par with OBJ either. OBJ only had 2 receptions for 27 yards. Like something's off with their connection. Like they got the run game going, like 184 yards on the ground. That's every game they're rushing for more than 100 yards, but the passing game is off.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why you're seeing the score so low. They can't get it together. But if they did get that passing game together, you're talking about a whole different team now.
And see, the thing is the passing game going to be there against the Chargers? But you don't know that either.
No, you don't, because I mean, you said it yourself, and it's every Sunday you don't know who's going to win or lose, and it's early in the season too, where taking a loss ain't so bad.
Yep.
It's going to matter in that second half.
Yeah, it's going to matter starting like week 9.
Yep.
And I mean, if games are still this close and teams are still playing the way they are, like I said, I'm excited for the last 5 weeks. It's going to be a complete and total ungloved fisticuff brawl to the end of the season, and it's going to be great because we haven't had seasons like that at least my whole life. I mean, Brady, once he came in, the whole dynasty started.
Right.
And you'd have these few seasons where other teams would compete against them, but
come up short.
But now we just have this wide array of decent teams against good teams. If we don't have like that out there great fantastic team. And I mean,
whoever made this schedule this year, I know that it rotates every year, but this schedule this year I can't complain. Besides the Texans and Buffalo game, but I can't complain with all these games. Primetime games, everything. Hey, I'm good with it.
Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. First gigantic shock of the week. The Giants went into New Orleans, if they did play in the Superdome.
They did.
But yeah, they went to New Orleans and won that game. And I have been down on Daniel Jones, the entire season. I've been saying that I think the Giants might need to start their search to move on. But I mean, the last, what was it, 2 drives, because they were down by 2 touchdowns, right? They were down by 10. It was 21-10 with like 4 minutes left.
Right.
But Daniel Jones came in. He played like a star quarterback. I'm not gonna say superstar quarterback. He's not,
No,
he's not that good.
Not that echelon yet.
But I mean, he came in and he did his job, and they scored 11 unanswered. They got to overtime. They forced OT, and then they won the game on that first drive of overtime. And I didn't see it happening. I never saw it happening. None of us saw it happening, obviously.
Yeah. Nope.
But then it's one of those things again where did the Saints just have an off day, or did the Giants finally figure out what they're doing? And I mean,
that's hard to say. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. I mean, let's see. The Giants play. It's the Jets. I have it here. Giants. They play Dallas. I mean, you said there's that potential division game that could go in and beat Dallas, which they could do. And I mean, if they go in and beat Dallas, what are we talking about next week? Are the Giants legitimate? Did they get lucky? Did the Cowboys have a bad day? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, can you see Daniel Jones actually throw over 350 yards against the Cowboys?
No, I can't. I honestly can't. But
that would be the only way they would stay in the game, though.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if he did?
I wouldn't be surprised. It's divisional, though. Like, it's rivalry, Giants, fucking Cowboys. If I see Daniel Jones go off, it probably is going to be a close game. I could see it. Absolutely.
And then we have the other shock. We have the Titans-Jets. Jets.
Freaking shocker.
I mean, after the way that Zach Wilson's played the first, handful of games, I think Was he leading the league in picks? No, I think Lawrence was leading the league in picks, but he was a close second.
Right.
And for the Titans, did they come off their Seattle win week 3 or was that week 2?
Let me see. Week 3. I'm looking.
But I mean, regardless, they went in to Seattle and knocked off Seahawks. But then they have, a nice lazy day game where you just go into Jersey and
It's week 2. Week 2.
It was week 2. But they have like a nice lazy day where they go into Jersey. They should have won this game by 14. They should have won this game by no less than 2 touchdowns.
Right.
And then they lost by 3 in overtime on a missed field goal. Like, that is... I know we talked about Rex picking the Rams for week 5 earlier. Rex is a Titans fan, and I remember reading his tweets after the Titans game was over, just being completely upset, because I couldn't blame him. I was like, how did the Titans lose to the Jets? I was like, there's no way in the world that the Titans should have lost to the Jets. But again, what I've been saying for the last 15 minutes, for the last 20 minutes. How in the world does that happen? Are the Jets good? Do the Titans just suck?
I gotta throw this in there, though, because I didn't know this until I just looked at it.
Uh-huh.
I don't see any stats for Julio Jones or A.J. Brown.
At all
on this game.
Were they out?
I'm assuming so. I don't see any receiving stats.
I think Julio was out. I didn't know AJ was out. So, I mean, we can...
That's hard. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. I was going to say, we could potentially chalk it up as they're missing weapons. And I mean, it's an NFL football team. You're not supposed to make excuses. You're still supposed to win games. But those are 2 huge weapons, and I get it. I understand. But like Rex being upset, if I was a fan of the Titans, I wouldn't understand. I'd still be like, how do you lose the Jets? They're the Jets. They're the 0-3 Jets. How do you lose to these guys?
But you can only run the ball so much, though. Derrick Henry carried the ball 33 carries.
Carried 33 times?
Yards. Like, is this guy going to be banged up later in the season?
What was their time of possession?
Let me see. I'm looking. It makes sense now. And now that I look at it, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Let's see. Time of possession.
Because, I mean, if you are running
Holy
the ball...
crap.
If you're running...
40 minutes.
The Titans had the ball for 40 minutes?
40 minutes, 42 seconds to 29 and 3 seconds. And they still lost.
And they still lost the game. I feel like that's got to be defense, then. I feel like you can't blame the offense for losing that game if they had the ball for 40 minutes. How's your defense so bad you let Zach Wilson come in and beat you? I don't know. That's so bizarre. That's so bizarre. They held the ball for 40 minutes. You said he had 33 carries on how many? 157 yards rushing?
4.8 yards averaging a carry.
4.8 average. Okay.
Yeah.
And they lost by 3 in overtime. That's crazy. That's nuts.
That's interesting. That's interesting to me now. I'm like, who are the Titans playing this week? The Jaguars. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. If they were playing someone else, yeah, I could see it. No.
Yeah, I don't see the Jags. I don't see the Jags beating them. But I mean, if the Jets can, you say the Jags can't.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean,
it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Already.
We all lost on that pick because we all said Tennessee. Let's see. We have the Chiefs, Eagles. Again, like I said during the Week 5 picks, I didn't think this game was going to be that close. I think their defense is
trash.
I think their defense is bad. And going to play the Bills, I think they're going to get blown out of the water if their defense plays like they did last week, giving up 30 points to the Eagles. We all got the victory in our picks. We all picked Kansas City, but I mean, for a team that's supposed to be the best team, they didn't look like it.
Nope.
They haven't looked like it all season yet. Um, let's see, Cardinals, Rams. That was a shock, only because I thought the Rams defense was going to play better.
Correct.
I
agree.
I think the Cardinals offense is good. I think they're good enough to really beat anybody at this point. But I thought the Rams were going to put up a little more of a fight. But to know that the Cardinals put up 37 in LA is crazy. I feel like the Cardinals are the team right now. But again, at the end of week 5, they could be 4-1, and they could get blown out by the 49ers, and then we could be sitting here and be like, well, are they the best team? So
what the hell happened,
yeah.
Right?
And I mean, we all picked the Rams, so we all lost that.
Yeah.
49ers, Seahawks. Seahawks won 28-21. You and Diver picked Seattle. Tyler and I picked the 49ers. So you guys got to win there.
Still a good game, though. That was a good game, too.
We lost.
Even with Garoppolo out, Trey Lance played good.
Yeah, Trey Lance played pretty well. And I mean, he's kind of made a little bit of an argument for himself, you know. Even if Garoppolo's healthy, should Lance still get a chance? You know? We'll see what happens. You know, you said Garoppolo is still questionable, so maybe Trey Lance plays again. And I think that if he wins them a game this week against the Cardinals, I think Garoppolo's done. I think.
Oh yeah, if you beat the Cardinals with Trey Lance, he's done.
I think Garoppolo's going to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Let's see, the Ravens Broncos. That I was talking about with Tyler this week.
Okay.
That touchdown pass, Hollywood Brown, was amazing.
You're talking about the one where he burned everyone?
Yeah, it was an amazing pass. It was an amazing catch. I'm gonna give him props. You know, that was a good play.
Yeah.
But something felt off after that play, and I told Tyler in the week, somebody in the Broncos coaching booth, they just let their ego get the best of them or something. They saw that play, and they're like, oh, they can do it. So can we. And it's like, no, we can't.
Right.
And I mean, that's what ultimately led to Teddy getting hurt, is that they tried to take shots. They had to wait for the pocket to develop, or they had to wait for the play to develop. So the pocket was getting more and more condensed. They were sending more people. And then Teddy gets a concussion. And then Drew comes in the second half. And, I mean, he played bad, but you can't really blame it all on that kid, because I don't know what the play calling was. At the beginning of the game, when we took that 7-0 lead, we were running quick slants and mid-range, and we were running the ball, and we were moving the ball effectively, and we looked like an okay team against that defense. But once that touchdown to Brown happened, somebody somewhere was like, we gotta match it. And it's like, no, dude, you just gotta calm down and keep playing your game. And I don't know whose decision it was. I mean, I definitely don't think it was Fangio. It might have been, but I don't think it was. But that's something that we cannot have happen this season. We cannot have coordinators or assistants or whatever let their ego get the best of them and go, we need to match shot for shot. We didn't have to. I mean,
how you get fired.
If we would have kept up the way we were playing offense, we probably would have punted the ball still a decent amount of times. I stopped watching at 10 punts. I don't know how many more punts they had that game. I saw that he came out and punted the ball 10 times, and I was like, how do we have 10 situations where we have to punt the ball away in one game? I was like, we got to do something. Somebody's got to step up. You got to make better play calls. And I don't know. I feel like that coaching staff needs to go through something. They need to have a discussion and say, we can't just freak out at the first sign of another team doing good. Because if that's the case, when we actually start playing difficult teams, Denver's going to get blown out of the water. If you don't stick to your offensive game plan and you don't stick to who you are, you're dead in the water. And I mean, we'll start off 3-0 and then we'll end 3-14 because coaches decided that they wanted to try to match team, shot for shot. And that's not something we as a team can do right now, especially with KJ and Jerry out. Once we get Jerry Jeudy back, we might have a chance to take those shots. He's our speedy guy. he can blow past people. He can do whatever. We might have those shots. The field might be more open. But while we're limited right now to Tim Patrick and Kendall Hinton and Cortland Sutton, and I don't want to say limited because that's not fair. They're good wide receivers. But they're not speed burners. You know, we have to play to their strengths. We have to let them play the way they know how to play. We have to keep hitting those short routes. We have to keep running the ball. And I mean, you don't run the same play every time. This isn't a game of Madden. So
right. No, you can't.
I feel like, you know, the Ravens played a great game. Can't take it away from them. They deserved to win that game. But I feel like it could have gone a little differently if the Broncos didn't panic after that touchdown. And I feel like they panicked after that touchdown. You have anything to say on that game, or did I just take it off from you?
No, you just, yeah, you're right on all of it. Hit the nail on the head, man.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
And you and Garcia did pick the Ravens. Tyler and I stood by the hometown team, and yeah, we lost that.
I remember that was tough picking because I was between the two, and I was like, I have to go with Lamar Jackson on this one.
Let's see. Packers Steelers. I said it during our Week 5 predictions. Ben's done. Ben is washed out. He is not able to play at a NFL level anymore, and he needs to get out of the game. And I mean, if he's not willing to go on his own accord, it's time to say, all right, buddy, we're just going to cut you. Here's your paycheck. Go home and watch the games from your couch. Because, I mean, he's a detriment to their team. He is 100% a detriment to their team. It's not that I think he's a terrible quarterback by any means. He just doesn't have the energy anymore. He doesn't have the ability. It looks like it's a strain to throw a ball more than 10 yards. and
got a noodle arm.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't be a quarterback that way. You can't play football that way. You can't lead a team that way. And to sit there and try to lead a team that way while also having a rookie running back, I mean, you're putting way more weight on that kid's shoulders. And if he feels, like he can't produce and he's the one letting the team down, you're going to mess him up. I feel like it's time for that coaching staff to step in and put Ben, put him, make him sit on the bench or negotiate some kind of deal for him to go and retire.
Yeah, he's hurting the team, man.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Like, you put in, who is it, Dwayne Haskins as the backup?
Yeah.
Maybe they have a chance, but with Ben Roethlisberger under center, it's over, man. I don't see them doing anything. They have a good roster, but you need a quarterback.
Yep. And I mean, with the way that the North is playing this year, I feel like they're already out. I mean, unless you have some monumental meltdowns by the rest of the conference, I feel like the Steelers are already going to miss the playoffs. It's already a wash season because of Ben Roethlisberger's subpar play.
They got to make a change. They have to. They have to make a change.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Sunday night game, Brady's return to Foxborough. A lot closer than I expected. He broke the record, though. I mean, he owns every major quarterback record now, right? So,
I think he does.
I mean, it's well known if you've watched the podcast before. I'm not a fan of the guy. I really don't like him.
The GOAT. But
I can't deny it. I mean, he's going to go down as the greatest quarterback to have ever lived. And I mean, it was, it was the team he was on. It was the offense he played in. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm one of those people that makes those arguments all the time. It doesn't matter. Tom Brady is going to go down as the greatest quarterback to have ever played the game. And maybe somewhere 100 years from now down the road, if they have 20 game seasons or whatever, and
oh my god,
and there's that chance that somebody plays 20. What is it? Is his 20th season now? Is
22nd year, I think.
It's his 22nd. Jesus. But I mean, if you have somebody who plays 20 game seasons and he goes that far, maybe somebody even gets close to taking that title from him. But
I don't see it happening. We're witnessing greatness, man. Even when in our childhood too.
Yeah,
Seeing him just pissed me off, but like now we're seeing it again. It's like, holy crap, man! We'll never see it again. It's
oh yeah, and
yeah,
I mean, like you said, in our childhood, I mean, um, what you guys may not know, and it's probably gonna seem like a joke. Um, when he won that first Super Bowl, and them going into the next couple seasons, and then when they won that second, I was a huge Patriots fan. I loved Tom Brady. I thought the Patriots were great. And I think it was when they lost that one against the Giants, and then he blamed, his receivers and stuff.
yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, he's kind of a dick. I hate him.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, I
he was
was
also
like,
young too, man.
yeah, but I mean, it's been nice. It's been really, really a treat to be, 5 years old when he was drafted, and then grow up and be able to watch the man play. And I know my whole life, I hate watching him because he annoys the crap out of me. But he annoys the crap out of me because he's so good. And I'm thankful to have been a Broncos fan this my entire life, because they seem to be his kryptonite. I think the Broncos is the team he has the worst record against. But I mean, how bad does it have to be a fan of somebody in the AFC East who knew that no matter what, the best you could do was second place?
every
year
there was no hope. Like even when the Dolphins were good, one upon a time, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we have a chance. No, you don't.
No, you don't. You're
not against that man.
And I mean, him going to Tampa, I mean, those fans definitely deserved to have some good seasons. Absolutely. And they're getting them. Yeah. I'm done trying to debate when he's gonna quit. I've said for the last 6 years, this is it, right? He's done. And he keeps coming back. I mean, he could come back and play for another 2 seasons, so I mean, cherish him for however long you got him. Hope you don't have to play him. And I mean, please just stop winning Super Bowls. Just, you got enough, man. You don't need all 10 fingers.
And it puts this into perspective too, right? Because you said during our childhood we watched him and his greatness. Now my kids, they're 13 and 12, and they're like, Tom Brady, what the heck? And I'm like, you have no idea what you're watching here. Like, this is the best quarterback to ever live. And they're collecting like football cards, and I see Tom Brady, I'm like, you better hold on to that freaking card. Bring it here. I'll hold on to it.
Yep.
I'll secure it.
Yep.
Like,
you won't
see this again.
Yep. Do not crease it. I'm gonna put it in the sleeve.
No. I see you got Drew Brees cards, Tom Brady. Like, hey.
Yep. And I mean, I honestly feel like this is what it was like to watch like Barry Sanders for our parents, and like Emmitt Smith and stuff.
Yep. Troy Aikman too.
Yeah, Troy Aikman. Montana, Elway. Yeah. But like I said, I don't think we're ever going to see another quarterback like this. So I mean,
no.
If you like me and you don't like him, well, as long as he's not playing your team, just turn on the game and watch it. Enjoy it while it's here, because you're probably never going to see it again. So. Nope. But yeah, we did all pick Tampa Bay. That's enough of me, kissing Tom Brady's ass. So.
Hey man.
Yeah. So we all picked the Bucks to win. Surprisingly, they won by 2 points, but I mean, a win's a win. So. Monday night game. You and Tyler picked the Chargers. Diver and I picked the Raiders. You said that if the Raiders defense didn't come out and play aggressive right away like they should have, they were going to lose and Herbert was going to get established. I mean, that's essentially what happened. And Eckler got established. I mean, Eckler had a great game. Yeah. And now the Raiders have a loss. There's a 3-way tie at the top of the AFC West, and none of them are the Chiefs. Holy crap.
The toughest division. There we go, man. Yeah. Every divisional game freaking counts, man. This is going to be awesome towards the end of the season. It's going to be epic.
And I'm so glad that we don't play a divisional opponent for a few more weeks. So if we're going to get a couple losses and we're going to suck it up, at least it's not against division opponents. Hopefully by the time we start playing divisional opponents, they're more focused. But yeah. And I mean, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure but the Broncos play week 16, 17, and 18 against division opponents. We close out the season against division opponents. So that is going to be a fantastic end to the season.
The gauntlet.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yep. And it's I'm excited for it, especially with the way that the other teams in the division are playing. I didn't expect the Chargers to win. I thought the Raiders were going to come out and stay undefeated. But again, every Sunday is different. So, but that's it with the scoreboard. We can go over the records. Tyler, well, let's start with you, Garcia.
No, man, come on, let's go with the other ones.
We're going to start with you. You had a pretty bad week the week prior, but you get the crown this week, man. You went 11-5 with your picks.
Nah, can I say?
Don't know where that was the last 3 weeks, but you came out. Then we have Tyler and Diver tying at 9-7. And then myself doing terrible, coming out 7-9. Pretty bad.
It can change every week though. Like I could have a bad week and someone jumps right back into first. Like that was epic. When y'all blew up Twitter, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I see the post, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. 11, get the fuck out. Ain't no fucking way.
Yep, you went 11-5. It was nice to see people interact and everything all on Twitter.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Nice to see you get your attention that you deserve.
Hey, man, I'll take it, man. Low key, I'll take it. Thanks.
But the bigger thing is that we have this little thing going on that whoever wins gets to dictate something to all the losers. And Garcia went from worst to first on the season record. Garcia is now sitting at 43-20. Diver's at 41-22. Tyler's at 39-24, and I am last at 38-25. So we're all still within 5 games of each other.
Oh yeah,
it could definitely still go any way, towards the end of the season. But Garcia, you jumped up from 32-25 to 43-20.
Yep.
So that is a great week from you, man. Good job on picking all those games.
Man. Hey, thanks, man. Good stuff.
Now we're gonna skip away from the scoreboard. And we are going to go down to our fantasy picks.
Oh yeah, move this up. Fantasy.
Not a great week in terms of fantasy.
I know.
Brady was our quarterback. He only got 29.75 points. I don't want to say only. It's not terrible, but considering we had a couple quarterbacks throw pretty good games and come out with 50 plus this week, we probably could have picked a better quarterback. Derrick Henry got 43, pretty good output by Derrick. Eckler got 36.5, another great output. Stephon Diggs got 18, pretty good for a wide receiver. Cooper Kupp only got 8.5. That's still pretty okay. Kittle got 6, still okay for a tight end. Jamar Chase got his 10th to flex. Again, pretty okay. The Bills got his 22 because Jesus, we made that was the one right decision we made was picking the Bills defense. And then I'm just taking L's everywhere. I'm the one who picked that we choose McManus. I was the one who swayed you guys to that decision, and McManus got us 1 point.
Yeah, 174.75.
Yep, and 174.75. It's not a bad total, but I think we even did better in our first week of doing fantasy points. But again, we're going to pick a fantasy team with Tyler. Probably do that offline. We'll post it over here on our Twitter so you guys can go ahead and see it. If you guys have your own fantasy teams, be sure to drop them in the comments so that way you guys can go ahead and be featured next week. We'll go ahead and pull some of your fantasy teams, see how you guys did. If you guys want to give us the totals, that's cool. Less work for me, but if not, that's okay too. I'll go ahead and go in and calculate and do the math, and I don't know, maybe something special, maybe $5 gift card for whoever beats us by the most. There's only one person who can beat us by the most points, but maybe $5 gift card for whoever does that.
$5 foot log.
But that's it for week 4 recap. Anything else? We're not doing 4 downs this week.
That's okay. We'll have it next week.
All right. Well, because there's nothing else to talk about with the week 4 recap, we do want to go into a few small gaming things before we get off. I know Garcia doesn't care. I know Tyler definitely doesn't care.
Well, let's hear it, man.
But Sora's and Smash Brothers, I'm excited about that. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite games.
Freaking nerd.
Make all the fun you want, man. I don't even really play Smash Brothers. I think the last time I played was like on the Wii U version. But
Switch, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the Switch. I was one of the people who voted when they had like the ballot thing. I was like, you got to put Sora in this. Apparently, he won that ballot. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts is in a fight. Kingdom Hearts characters in a fighting game, and I mean that's something that people have debated about for the longest time in the community. Is that they never thought that would ever happen, and that was super ridiculous. And I'm happy with it. I don't care. I'm happy with it. The community's happy with it. The fans of the series are all freaking out. We had a collective happy day yesterday. But that's that little bit that we'll touch on about Kingdom Hearts. I know Tyler doesn't care. Garcia doesn't care. Those who do, woo, good job. Yay, happy to us. The Battlefield beta started today. Haven't got to play it just yet. I don't think it's open until the 8th. So
chances you got a pre-order, right?
Yeah, you have to pre-order, but there's like an open period from like the 8th to the 10th.
Let's see.
So chances are on the 8th might be something going on over at twitch.tv/thehollyjollygamer. If you want to check it out, might be playing with the guys. If Tyler has time, I know Garcia wants to play, so
hell yeah.
I do want to check it out myself. I've heard a few things about it. You know, it's got pretty basic beta problems. People falling through the map, load time's a little slow, and it's a beta, but they have a month until the game releases, so we'll see what happens. I know that they came out with a statement yesterday that the beta is a few months old, which kind of sounded like damage control to me. You know, it's kind of weird that you would say that the night before the beta comes out, that, oh, by the way, if you have run into any mistakes, it's a couple months old, you know.
Like, y'all couldn't do more? Yikes.
So we'll see what happens, you know. Excited to try out the Battlefield beta. And tonight is the launch of Call of Duty Season 6. Probably going to be playing some of that here tonight, tomorrow. The final Zombies map goes live tomorrow morning. So that's something that's exciting for anybody who cares about that stuff. And I think that's really it. Back 4 Blood comes out tomorrow for early access. The people who don't have early access comes out next Tuesday. And then, you know, anything else we'll really talk about next week, because we'll just talk about more next week.
Yeah, what's on this Season 6? Like, what exactly is coming out?
Season 6, got a new Zombies map. You have PhD Flopper from Black Ops 1 returning as PhD Slider, because you slide now, so that's cool. There's the Warzone changes, so we're probably going to be playing in Verdansk quite a bit, because apparently half of downtown is just destroyed. A bunch of the skyscrapers are knocked over and all that stuff, so excited about that. Battle Pass, I guess Mason is the premier operator, like Alex Mason.
Okay.
And there's supposed to be the Haunting event that starts on the 19th of October, so 2 weeks from tomorrow. Which, I mean, if you guys didn't play the Haunting of Verdansk last year, it's amazing. The Haunting of Verdansk was probably the best Warzone event they've had. The rewards and the prizes you got were really good, and just the game mode that they had out for it was just fun to play. But I think that's it for Season 6. I think there's the Battle Pass, there's a new Zombies map, there's the Warzone update. Anti-Cheat is supposed to come out when the new map launches, which won't be till Season 6 is over.
Right.
Even though it's rumored that Season 6 Reloaded is the day before Vanguard releases. So,
Damn, what the hell?
yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming up for Call of Duty in the next few weeks. Is that it? I think that's it. Everything. I'm tired of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So, I think that's going to do it. If you guys did tune in, we really appreciate it. If you guys are listening to the audio-only version, you made it this far, thank you very much. We definitely appreciate all the listens and all the support. One more time before we go, happy anniversary to Tyler and Abby. We really love you guys. You guys are great friends, and you're a great host of the show, Tyler. We are so happy for you guys. We're glad you guys got to go out to dinner and enjoy yourselves. But we missed you, so hopefully you're on here next week.
Absolutely. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all's night. Y'all deserve it.
But, yep, we are going to sign out now. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Most Is Okayest podcast. You can go ahead and interact with us over on Twitter, or you can interact directly on our Anchor page, which is anchor.fm/mostisokayest. And if you have Spotify, you can also interact on the Spotify podcast page. So feel free to go ahead and do that. But we are done. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Most Okayest podcast. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week. Later.